It's week 3 of the NFL. And at center stage, it's the Raiders' speedy running back. He was unstoppable a week ago with 4 touchdowns. It's the Raiders and the Giants. All that and more coming up next on EA Sports.
We welcome everybody to the Garden State. EA Sports coverage of the NFL finds us at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Today, boy, what a matchup. 2 NFL franchises with so much history, so much tradition, getting set to do battle here, as it'll be the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the New York Giants. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you take a look at this Giants ball club. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that 2nd win in a row. On the other side of the field for the visiting Raiders, it's been a great start to the season. Back-to-back wins to begin the campaign. Yeah, you don't want to get too excited. There's still a lot of season to go, but they've come out playing good fundamental football, and that might carry them a long way. It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. They'll be led out by a first-round pick in the 2020 draft out of Utah State. This is Jordan Love. And I thought it was a really nice performance last week by him. 3 touchdown passes. I think that signifies exactly what he was getting done. He did have the 1 interception. But that's the ratio you say you're okay with, right? If you go 3-to-1, you're going to be pretty happy over the course of the season. And let's face it, he'll never blame the receiver publicly. But behind closed doors, he probably told his agent, hey, what's the deal? I should have had a perfect game. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They keep it with Barkley on 1st down. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The numbers for him from a week ago. 23 carries, 88 yards. And we all know he had a big workload last week, so I'm eager to see if they decide to back him off a little bit. Personally, I hand it to him 20-plus times again. When a running back's locked in like he is, I want him to keep touching the football. Play action this time with Love. And down he goes. Brought down a Raiders sack. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long. Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss. So a tough situation to overcome here. 3rd and 17. Now Love. And the pressure gets to him again. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th. It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town. Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. On 4th down, Ryan Stonehouse on to punt. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And it's fielded at the 34. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. So here comes the Raiders offense now onto the field. And they'll be led out by their third-year quarterback.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
A throw left side to start out. That's complete. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Good work after the catch. Gets him 15 and a first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Now here's a throw that's complete. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
The Raiders at 2-0 here to begin the season, and they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
He finds his man complete. It's Love. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up.
We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium.
Come on. Hey.
On 1st and 10, Sharp. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep... pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Now a 2nd and 10.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He finds his man complete. That's Cochran. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
From the gun on 3rd down, Sharp. And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year.
And the Raiders will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon.
An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson.
And that makes it 7-zip Vegas.
So this drive spans 7 plays, and it winds up in 6 points for the Raiders. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
So the Giants getting the football back here for their second drive.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out. And a lot of times these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
On play action, Love to throw.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Jordan Love ready on first down here. And this is going to be incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10.
To pass, here's Jordan Love. And his throw is incomplete.
You look at this Raiders defense.
They come into this one ranked number 17, so just starting the bottom half of the league against the pass.
And those are the kind of plays that this unit needs to make, because they know that going against a team of this magnitude and the way that they're playing, they cannot afford to let them get on a roll early. Chip away at their timing.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on third.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now,
as he'll kick it away for the second time. This is taken at the 10.
Following the punt return here, there's someone shaken up.
We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. The drive begins with a handoff to Andrews. And he'll be corralled right around the 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down. Well, CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast and in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
Now a throw here, hauled in. Will go down as a gain of 6, and it's second down.
Well, this defense for the Giants, much improved from week one. They were terrific last week in getting their guys their first win of the season.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, 3 of them in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
Looking to throw on second down. Sharp. He finds his man, complete. It's Cochran. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game.
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. Touchdown Raiders. A big play there. 51 yards. And the Raiders have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. Well, this has been a flawless start for them. They score, they get the stop, and they score again, Charles.
Complimentary football at its finest. You just mentioned how they got it done. They scored. The defense got the ball back for them. They score again. That's the way you win ball games.
Carlson now to add the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it ends with a Las Vegas touchdown. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. Now out come the Giants. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now.
Ready, set.
They'll start out on the ground at Saquon Barkley. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Let's go.
Here's Love. And the Raiders have got him. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up 3rd. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center.
Here we go.
A dime look defensively for the Raiders on 3rd down.
Yeah, you're right. 2 extra DBs out there. Love. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And they're able to bring him down at the 20. Now a timeout called for by the defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Here's Ryan Stonehouse now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. Pulled in at the 24. So a good punt there, but a very strong 14-yard return. And it'll be Raiders football 1st and 10. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just not supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them.
That's to the Notre Dame man, Michael Mayer. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter now, and it's Las Vegas with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Sharp. Quick hitter here. It's complete. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that will bring up 2nd down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6. At the 27-yard line.
Okay, ready?
Back to throw. Sharp. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
They'll look to throw again. A dump off this time for Andrews. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down. They just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
The kick by Carlson is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So they're content to take the 3. Somewhat of a conservative call. They're opting not to go for it on 4th and inches.
And that's from a team that you and I know is not usually playing it close to the vest. It's a little bit of a surprise that they opted for the 3 instead of going for it.
After the made field goal, Carlson now sets up to kick this away. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Possession switching back to the New York Giants. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're
down.
You
don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. Well, hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. Second and 6, just inside the 30. To throw now. Here's Love. Throw left side complete. That's Webster. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. First down, Love to pass. His throw incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
Second and 10. Love now. And down he goes. Brought down a Raider sack. Max Crosby blowing up the play and getting the sack. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's a game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
You can talk about it, man, but you got to do this thing. Ready.
And this offense on third down today, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be third and forever. Love looking to throw it. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down. So instead of giving them another third down, they'll decline it, brings up third.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
This is fielded at the 7. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Raider drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10.
Get it.
They begin here with a run by Andrews. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And now we've got a 3rd and 4.
Well, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A gain of 32 that time.
We spent a lot of time talking about what's going on the field. How about off the field with the evaluation? And they spent a lot of time saying, we've got to get a rookie in here who has big playability. And that's exactly what we're seeing here early in his career.
Drafted him in the spring. Here he is early in the fall making an impact. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Sharp. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this first half. A second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored 1, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He'll let this go for the end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, the first 2 drives yielded touchdowns, so there's no reason for them to feel like they have to pull back on the reins. They pushed it downfield, looking for another one right there. Didn't get it, but we know they're going to continue to be bold.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Back to throw again. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 21. That one goes for 29 yards on 3rd down.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick a down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
Complete. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19.
Holding offense.
Usually see those guys out wide get called for holding on running plays. Here, a passing play.
Yeah, sometimes when you get this quick screen, bubble screen, anything where they're having to block for their fellow receiver, usually at the point of attack, and this time he got caught.
Here's Andrews. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Dexter Lawrence that time in on the stop. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like even if he had opted to keep that, I don't think there was going to be much to gain.
Seemed like it was perfectly defense. And know what they say? Those guys on the other side, they get paid too.
To throw on 2nd down. Sharp. Throwing middle, and it's complete. Call it a gain of 3 on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
On 4th down, here's Daniel Carlson for the Raider field goal. He hit his first one, this from 44 yards out now. Carlson able to put this one through. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half.
Daniel Carlson, the kickoff for Raiders.
After the made field goal, Carlson now sets up to kick this away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. The Giants going to take over again on offense. They're in a bit of a bind, a pretty big bind, down 20-0 as they start here on 1st and 10.
Down.
Throwing. Love. Going right side here, and that's complete. Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Love now on 2nd down. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Well, the pressure gets to Love, and he'll go down. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th. Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. It's taken to the 26. 51 yards on the punt there. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Raider offense going to head out now late in this first half. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Throwing to start the drive. Sharp. He finds his man. Complete. It's Cochran. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Check smash, check smash.
Operating from the gun. Sharp. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Partner, they've been aggressive, airing it out all game long, and no better evidence than those last 2 snaps. They weren't going to beat this coverage, though. 2 plays in a row, and that one falls incomplete.
Let's go.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Sharp. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Ready, ready.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Caught by Mayer. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here. And now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Looking to throw. Sharp. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. Touchdown. A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Raiders will extend their lead here just before halftime.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half.
Giants number. Daniel Carlson to kick off for Las Vegas.
So time enough for a kickoff here. 5 seconds remaining in this first half. And he'll be set up with good field position here as he gets this up past the 40-yard line.
Now that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get it to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
Ready, break. Opposite, green, commit red.
Final play of the half, Love. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Raiders out in front. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. And welcome in everybody to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Time for a look around the NFL here in Week 3 of the new year. We'll get started out at GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, where you see the final score there. Patrick Mahomes leading the way with a couple of touchdown passes in the victory. From there, we're off to check out another game. And they trail in that one as it's the visiting 49ers who are out in front. 2 touchdown passes there for Brock Purdy. Finally, let's get down to Houston. Check on the Texans at home at NRG Stadium. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Cincinnati Bengals. Juju Smith-Schuster, 2 touchdown catches in the victory. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly. Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. The Raiders with the lead already, and they will get the football here as the second half is now underway. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble of bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27. So here are the Raiders now to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10.
Ready.
They start on the ground with Andrews. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Back to throw. Sharp over the middle, complete. That's Cochran. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The pickup goes for 16 and a Raider 1st down.
Muscle damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Looking to throw. Sharp. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Now Andrews. And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. 44 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
They've got the lead early here in the third quarter, and runs like that are how they established that lead in the first half.
I love the fact that you're using the word lead, because they are leading from the front, pounding on the defense right now with the running game, and truly establishing themselves here in the second half.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and it'll be second down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Here we go.
2nd and 6.
Operating from the gun. Sharp. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Go check. Go check.
On 3rd down, Sharp. That is caught. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
A lot of deflated looks on that defense. It seems like they just cannot find a way to get a key stop on 3rd down. Here's another conversion, and now this offense, they're in a position to go up even further as they've got it 1st and goal.
Back to throw. Sharp. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. Touchdown, Raiders. A great play there. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Raiders take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
Carlson on for the PAT. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it winds up in 6 points for the Raiders. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half.
Here we go. Here we go.
They'll try and get this run game going. This is Barkley. And a really good show of force there as he gets through for 4 tough yards.
Well, just looking at the scoreboard and where we're at in the 3rd quarter, I don't know that it's going to matter much at this point, CD, but these small runs on the ground, they're not going to get it done.
No, they're not. And right now, the guys stopping the run have been superior in this ball game, giving them no openings, no seams, and now they've got this game well in hand.
They try to throw.
But this one is incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Give him 22 there on the third down conversion. Now, the margin on that scoreboard, obviously for them, it looks daunting. But I don't know, Charles. Focused on that right now, maybe just chaining together a positive drive with plays like we just saw, giving themselves something to build on.
Yeah, I think you're right about that, and what they have to be careful of is getting glued to that scoreboard trying to do too much. Because if you do that, you're all but guaranteed to start making mistakes. Just focus on one play at a time and make each one successful. And I think he was a little surprised to see the ball sitting out there like that. That's a ball he had a chance to come away with, but it winds up an incomplete pass.
To the air again, Love. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down.
Absolutely nowhere to go with the football, and he's just going to put this one in the Hudson River. Maybe he's a little fortunate he didn't get called for grounding, because that one was well over everyone's head.
On third down, Love. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 20-yard line. A very well-executed play. It goes for 29 yards. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. First and 10. Now Love. And his throw here is incomplete.
At this point in the game, in the situation they're in, partner, these incompletions that we're seeing, they need to turn into positive snaps, and soon.
Third quarter from MetLife Stadium. Here's a second and 10. Love from the gun. To Barkley on the check down. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. Picked off by Trayvon Merrick. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score. Well, I mean, you get it. They're trying to make something happen here in this third quarter, CD, but I don't think a pick six is exactly what they had in mind.
No, not at all, because this offense, they've been stuck all game long. Haven't dented the scoreboard yet, and they're kind of forced to take a few chances here, and that one, it backfired in a big way.
Carlson now to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six.
Daniel Carlson to kick off for Las Vegas.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Possession of the football going back over to the Giants. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Here we go, set.
To pass, here's Jordan Love. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
And we just saw another example. These cornerbacks have played tight coverage all game long. Might start wanting to think about a few double, triple move routes to try and shake their guys free.
You're right, they have had no room to breathe. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he's just going to be short here, barely, maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
That looked great when he first took off because, in my mind, there was room to run, and he had the marker in his sight. But I certainly didn't expect him to close so quickly, and neither did he. They got to him just in time, and now that forced him to make a decision with his 4th down call.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now. He's been terrific so far. This will be fielded at the 17. Nice work on the return as he gets about 15 yards back. And they will take over 1st and 10. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
They'll roll him out right. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Oh, partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
Ball at the 33, 2nd and 9. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on it before he could get much out of it.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've been very good. 5 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. And he'll be taken down well before the 1st at about the 36-yard line.
As much as I praise teams for being true to who they are, in this situation, I wonder if maybe they outguessed themselves a little bit. 3rd down seemed like an obvious passing situation. They chose to run it and didn't get anywhere close to the 1st down.
Here's the Raiders punter now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. So just a 3-yard return following a punt of 45. And it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. And New York set to take the field. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
Ready.
So from the 26-yard line, here's 2nd and 5.
Looking to throw. Love. He's got this complete to Robinson. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. An excellent gain, 35 yards.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
On 1st and 10, Love. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Webster. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
Now, this is certainly one of the bigger losses that we are going to see for quite some time. And you have to think at this point where we're at in the 4th quarter with how wide this advantage is. For this offense, they're just trying to end things with a positive drive and then get the heck out of here.
Yeah, if this had been a concert, you would have heard plenty of sour notes in this one. But they certainly don't want to end it on one. They want to put together a few more throws like that and at least have a final drive to give them a little bit more hope as they move forward.
2nd and 7.
Here's Love.
This one goes out wide for Barkley.
And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. Working out of the gun. Love. Oh, had his hands on it. Couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Koo knocks this one through the post.
And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but, Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg, and they're at least trying to finish out strong.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
The Raiders offense now, they trot back out.
They're looking at a 3rd straight win here if they can hold on.
Throwing on 1st down. Sharp. He finds his man. Complete. It's Contra. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Holding. Offense.
Colton Miller, former 1st-round pick, called for the penalty there.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Off the RPO, he completes it. They get a good chunk of that penalty yardage back. A gain of 15. 2nd down. And passing yardage-wise, now up over 350 in this game. Pretty nice performance.
Definitely that, which usually means you're putting a lot of pressure on guys trying to cover. If you're a defensive back and they put over 350 yards on you, you've had a long day. The key to everything, if you're doing it without throwing interceptions or turning the ball over.
From the 28, it's 2nd and 5. Operating from the gun. Sharp. And a quick throw here that's complete. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
A throw over the middle, taken in. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. 36 yards on the play.
And even with the game seemingly in hand, they're continuing to fire away, pressing the ball down the field. Listen, it's worked all day. No reason to go away from it now.
So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. They'll look to throw again. That is incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw again. Sharp. Slant pass. Pollard brings it in. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 18. 11 yards there as they connect on the quick slant. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence? And they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
He finds his man, complete. That's Cochran. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 12-yard line.
Back to throw. Sharp, flushed out right. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
Well, I think he's as fine with that incompletion as a quarterback can be, in all honesty. He avoided his first sack of the game, and he did have a chance of connecting for yardage, just unable to on that throw.
The offense on 3rd down, they've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3. They'll run it with Andrews. And he's going to be a yard short. Needed 4, but got 3. It's a pickup of 3, but it brings up what will be an interesting 4th and 1. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. Operating from the gun. Sharp. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Raiders try it on 4th down, but to no avail. And the Giants are going to get the football back. So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the 4th, but they didn't get it.
Guaranteed, it's not going to be a fun handshake in the postgame, right? You just know that there's going to be some bad blood there. And I know if we go to the postgame press conferences, the winning coach, you know what he's going to say, why he did it? We need the points, okay? Because you never know at the end of the year if points are going to come into the tiebreaker if we're trying to get into the playoffs. That's always the standard justification. This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for them. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
I think this one offensively, this is one where you just say, let's move on. Let's not even watch the game tapes from this one.
Yeah, you might just want to throw it in the trash, act like it was never there in the first place.
Yeah, just say we're good. I actually have heard of a coach in the past who took his team out to the practice field and ceremonially buried the game films from the prior game when they got clobbered. That was his way of putting it behind them.
Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same Surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. On first down, it's Andrews. Stiff-armed him. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 65 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
A big hole there. How about him handling the point of attack? Just positioning himself so that run could go right off of his backside and deep into the secondary.
That one looks like he'll throw here. This is caught. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Now it's looking incredibly likely to be a 3-0 start to this season. That is obviously excellent. 2-0 is one thing. 3-0, you really have some momentum.
And now they're serving notice to the rest of the league that they're a pretty darn good football team. Confident, aggressive, attacking at all times. This looks like a team that you're going to have to deal with. And guess what? Behind closed doors, they're trying to figure out ways to get better.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
Daniel Carlson, the kickoff for Raiders.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. And New York set to take the field. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. Well, a touchdown here on this drive, it wouldn't really put much of a dent in the score, the deficit right now, but as you've mentioned in the past, CD, their coach is probably just hoping to see something executed correctly on this drive before we close out the ball game.
Yeah, and I think that every guy who's on the field has to feel exactly the same way, because if not, they might be looking for replacements. Treat every drive as if it's your last and make it a successful one in some small way.
Okay, ready?
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Love now. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Off the play fake, Love. He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. This is fielded inside the 5. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. Well, they came into this one with a vision, Charles, and it has played out exactly as they had hoped, if not even better. They've got the huge lead here, and now the football for the final moments of the fourth.
Yeah, and it was apparent that they were the better team, right? We figured that out pretty early. But give them a lot of credit for staying with it. They didn't stumble around out there. They didn't create a lot of errors for themselves because they were the superior team. They took care of business and closed them out pretty quickly.
One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. On the ground, Andrews again. Oh, look at the juke. And that's going to be another 1st down. Good running for him to start the drive. This one, 11 yards. Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago, and you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely a dream scenario for everyone on that offense, and they took advantage of every second. Guaranteed popcorn for everyone in their film session.
So for Las Vegas, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say so long from MetLife Stadium.